you want to jump in. And here we go. So, when did the news break? About an hour ago, maybe? Maybe a little more?
Yeah, two hours ago. I wake up at 6:30 and it was already on there.
Yes, so that's it. The beginning of the Daniel Jones era is here. And the comments are everywhere. On this is too soon. Everyone feels bad for Eli. The whole deal. Let's go through it. A lot.
I don't get it.
Daniel Jones.
The whole preseason, we were talking about, about when we're going to see him. We need to see him sooner than later. Why the change of heart, G-Men fans?
All right, Ned can talk, so let's bring him in. Yeah, I know it's a little crazy. Why is it now? Here we go. Ned, how are you?
Hello, it's your shitty version of Adam Schefter bringing you the news 40 minutes late.
Yes, yes. That's it. What do you think? So, what do you think?
I'll be honest. I figured it was coming last night. They had released this sort of statement about how Daniel Jones was looking better than they even expected when they drafted him. And I was just saying to myself, that's exactly the sort of shit you say when you're trying to prime a fan base to start Daniel Jones. That's the sort of shit that you leak out to the media to like sort of be like, hey, don't get mad that we're mentioning Eli. Daniel Jones is even better than we thought he was gonna be when we drafted him.
There's not much worse we can do than Eli, though. I mean, it's got to be an upgrade. A guy that can drive the ball down the field is better than a guy that's afraid to drive.
I get it. It's just it's the end of an era, and it's sad.
Yeah,
See,
people
but
hate change.
it had to happen.
Indeed.
I know, but a lot of the criticism is that these losses aren't on Eli, and the defense
I mean, I feel like
looks horrible.
that second one, he had a chance to win it in the second half. The defense played well enough. Again, I think I posted it earlier. Um, when Baker switched to press coverage, he didn't allow a single um, catch, and he had only one blown coverage. I think they allowed 4 catches the entire second half. There was more than enough time to make up the 2 touchdown deficit, and we couldn't. We we switched the ball back enough that I'm not going to say it would have taken a good quarterback to do it, but it was possible to come back and be in a position to win that game, and Eli did not do the job. And I think now you've got to say is is Daniel Jones good enough to win you games when you're playing shitty defense? Or can the defense play like they did in the second half against Buffalo? Because they played well in the second half against Buffalo. It's if you could score 30, we would have won that game.
We did that twice since 2016, I think.
I
Right.
know, but
How much?
I'm
The question also is how much is the Eli exposing the defense with 3 and outs and stuff like that, being on the field, tiring them out. Majority of them are rookies or 1 or 2 year players, and they're all.
Well, I'll be honest. I think Betcher just did like a really shitty job until that second half. Marcus Golden had a pressure rate. We saw this. Like I looked through the stats. Golden had a pressure rate of 16%.
Wow.
They had to do basically illegal acts to keep Vernon at a pressure rate of 11%. So why isn't Marcus Golden playing more on more snaps? I feel like he's at that point. You certainly earned enough that you should be playing more.
First and second down. Yeah, every first and second down.
Yeah, and then you had Baker, who for the past, what was it, 6 quarters has been playing this. Betcher's had him play this he's had him hold back off the line because Baker isn't as quick, and he's been getting burned because of that. But we've known his specialty in
Is man.
in
Yes.
college was pressing up, being up against the line. When Betcher finally switched to that, what do you know? He doesn't give up a single fucking catch for the entire half. He only had one blown coverage, which, that's bad, but that's a rookie mistake.
Right.
For a second game, you can be okay with one blown coverage a half. That's acceptable.
Hey, Ned, how many times did they even throw his way when he was in press? Do you know?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It was just a real curious question I have, because if they don't even throw his way, I totally what are you guys doing?
All right. I'm going to bring Julian in. Let's see what he got to say.
Happy day, oh happy day. Marco!
Yeah, we got a full...
Where's Captain Negative, man? I want to hear his reaction, man. Where's he at?
He's singing right now.
Oh, okay. That's my man. Let me tell you, Mr. Captain, sir. You know what? You have made a fan of me. All right, I'm one of your top fans now because of the way you think, and I'm just one of the happiest Giant fans in the world right now. We could go 0-16, and I'm happy because Eli's not playing. Is that wrong?
You're bringing the excitement right to the crowd. Something to look forward to. Was Eli going to start learning new tricks or throwing the ball down the field? No.
Yeah, I do think it's bad if we go 0-16 and you're still happy, because that means we would have lost to Miami. And
Bullshit. That means we have the number 1 pick. Wake up
That's
and
right.
Recognize what's important.
That's right, man. We got to look at the positives.
I understand that, but I'm saying if Daniel Jones is worse than
It doesn't matter about this year. You're playing him this year to rough out the iron spot so that you're ready to go next year. Wake up.
Right.
This is all a waste of time the last 2 weeks not seeing Daniel Jones. He can do no wrong this year. Fumble kid. Throw interceptions kid. Put bad plays on film kid. Make progress kid. There is no downside. This is not about winning football games. It's about getting him the experience so that you're ready about winning next year and moving forward.
Amen.
Wake up. Thank God somebody in the organization made the right decision for the first time in 3 years.
It was Pat Shermer.
You know what I really think Mara was like, listen, this guy is, I think his record is 500, like 116 or 116. It's like, listen, we can't have a Hall of Fame player going into the Hall of Fame with a negative
Under 500?
Now, listen, Mara shit the bed 2 years ago. This whole thing is on Mara. This is a bad look for Mara. You paid this guy $23 million to come back and play 2 games. You're benching him after a game he played without his he played 1 game without his top wide receiver, or you can argue that in Shepard or Tate. But Tate's been gone for 2 games, and he played the other game without Shep with a bunch of no-names at wide receiver. So you paid $23 million. Can that $16 million, because you would have taken 7 hit against the cap, can that $16 million have been used to maybe, I don't know, get a fucking pass rusher? Okay, so it is still a clusterfuck, Giant fans. Okay, this is not a perfect situation, but at least they recognize the fact that they got to play the fucking kid.
At least now the true rebuild is in play now. All right, because it wasn't a true rebuild until you put him in in the starting
We
quarterback.
still don't have a
position.
rebuild. We got like $2 million in cap space. We fucking
That's
pissed
Yeah,
it
but
all
next
away.
year you're gonna have. Now, hold on, wait a minute. Come on, don't be silly, okay? Because you're not worried about the cap space this year. What you're worried about is you're worried about the cap space next year. And if they
That's
do the
right.
right thing this year and they trade Ogletree and they trade Jenkins and they take the cap hits this year, they're very small next year. So you're looking at anywhere between, I don't know, most likely with Eli's money gone now, around probably 80 to 100 million in cap space.
Have to trade him though.
And-
Have to.
And
Can't keep
Odell,
one of them.
listen,
We
Odell's-
might be able to
Odell
trade
is coming
Eli.
off the cap next year, man. Odell is coming off the cap, so that's even more money.
Yeah,
It's not
we're
about-
The only money you should be worried about today is the $16 million that could have bettered this roster because Gettleman sold everybody a line of shit and then drafted a quarterback at 6.
We might be able to get a draft pick for Eli if we retain salary. which
Nobody is giving anybody
Nobody's
anything
giving
no
for
anybody-
Eli Manning. If you were, what team in the league would you rather play Mason Rudolph or Eli Manning? Me, Mason Rudolph, because I got Ben Roethlisberger on the contract for 3 more years.
Do you
Nobody's
remember?
giving
They-
up any
they-
draft capital for
They
Eli.
traded their first round pick this year for Minka Fitzpatrick. So if they tank and fuck up, they don't get their first round pick. So the
What do we care?
Steelers might actually legitimately need Eli Manning.
The fuck do we
Mason
care? They don't.
Rudolph.
Went from shit to shit. They went from shit. I know that what Eli Manning doesn't put them over the top. What are you wasting draft capital on? You're better off letting Mason Rudolph play. You have more of an investment in Mason Rudolph. You drafted him. Ben Roethlisberger is 38 years old. I got news for you. If Mason Rudolph takes off this season, you got a decision to make next year and a shitload of cap space to save if you get rid of Ben Roethlisberger. So it makes
Yeah, but if he sucks, you want Eli.
it makes no sense for Pittsburgh to trade for him. It doesn't make sense for Jacksonville to trade for Eli
But
Manning.
any
Why?
team-
It
You
didn't
got
make
Gardner
any team
Minshew.
at this
You got
point.
Gardner Minshew, who isn't playing bad, and you get Foles back in Week 11. The market for Eli, there is none. You know when there was a market for Eli? In 2017.
Yep. Pretty much.
Listen, I
Pretty
hear what
much.
you're saying. I hear what you're saying. The moment their quarterback went under the fucking knife, was incredibly stupid move, but it also means if, Mason Rudolph plays like shit for 2 weeks, there might be a
You don't care if he plays like shit. Pittsburgh doesn't care if he plays like shit. They recognize the fact that their franchise quarterback is hurt. The odds are the season is washed.
Then why'd they trade?
Why not invest in, because you drafted Mason Rudolph. You drafted, why are we talking about Pittsburgh on a glorious day like today?
Because we're trying to
Exactly.
because we're trying to trade. We're trying to trade Eli. That's not going to happen though. He's not going to have the glorious send off that everyone is expecting. I'll tell you that much.
All of us, every Giants fan on the fucking planet, should send a fruit basket to the front office of the morons that traded for Eli Manning and say thank you.
The Giants wouldn't get a 9th round pick for Eli Manning. All right, it is no 9th round. So
You're not going to give up any draft capital, but can I steal a pass rusher off a practice squad?
right.
Like I don't know, like I don't like, but that's a horse of a different color. Can we talk about Daniel Jones? Mr. Jones.
Let's talk about Jones. They call him Danny Dimes now.
Forget that. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not calling him Danny Dimes. He's Mr. Jones.
So wait,
Mr. Jones.
But
do you think
needed
that
to-
does anyone know what the spread was before the announcement against Tampa Bay? Did he move the line a little?
If you believe
2.5.
Vegas, Eli was giving the team an extra point. So if Eli's not playing, you would think that at least the line dropped a point.
right.
2.5.
It's 2.5 now.
It was.
What did it open as?
I think it was like 4.
It opened as Giants at Bucks odds. Giants are 7-point underdogs.
Jesus.
What's it at
Christ.
now?
I don't know what
2.5.
did that other guy say.
It's at 2.5 now.
It's at 2.5 now. It went from 7 to 2.5. Somebody knows something, and we should all fucking bet the Giants. How the fuck did it go from 7 to 2.5? Is Jones that good?
No,
I saw
but
2.5 on Bovada on Sunday. And I go on Bovada all the time. I saw 2.5 on Sunday. I don't know.
Let's go.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to
Oh,
get
wait,
out of here.
that-
Just wanted
okay.
to call in and say thanks
All
a
right.
lot, man.
All right, no problem.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So listen to this. This is on the this is on the SB Nation NFL odds. They went from -7 to +4.
Holy moly.
What?
No, they
Yeah.
went from +7 to +4. They got 3 points. The Giants were 7-point underdogs, and now they went to 3-point underdogs. They were never favored. That would have been -7. They were never favored. They were never giving points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they were getting,
So
they were
they
probably
got
getting
3
7 from the
points.
Bucks. So they get
So-
wow, a 3-point difference. How about that?
So Daniel Jones is worth a field goal.
Daniel Jones is worth the field goal. How about that? Get ready, Rojas.
What?
I'll tell you what, that front four ain't a great first start. Those boys are nasty with Bruce Arians. I hope our line will hold up.
This is so far the line's given up 2 sacks in 2 games.
Yeah.
This is a team that's 5 for 24 on 3rd down through 2 games. Just having the mobility of Jones. I mean, if you heard Shermer on Frances's Mike's on yesterday.
Oh my
He
God.
literally came out. Did you hear that, Marco? I mean, he comes out and he basically says it. He's like, "Hey, Josh Allen, with his legs, he's able to do so much. Even if it's 2nd and long, he's able to if he scrambles, you're in a 3rd and short, right? Or he's able to convert a first down or run in the red zone. So it brings so much to the offense. So these are some of the things that we have to look forward to now on Sunday. Is that we have a quarterback now, and I got news for you. If he plays bad, don't worry about it. Some of the best things for a young quarterback is putting bad play on tape. It allows him to go back and sit with his coaches and say, okay, Daniel, what did you see here? Well, I saw this. Oh, Daniel, you got to see this. Oh, okay, mental note. Next time it happens, he gets better. Like, this is what we want to see now is we want to see where is Daniel Jones from week 3 to week 7? Where is Daniel Jones from week 7 through week 11? And where is Daniel Jones in December to close out the season? There are 3 little pockets here that we need to see progression. If we see that, let's go next year, baby. But don't worry about right now what the play looks like. Worry about him getting the experience that he needs so that next year we're in position to actually win some games and do something.
I also want to point out one very important thing that this has told all of us. This was the first time, I believe, that Shermer has said he was solely the one in charge of making the decision of starting. He verbalized that a day before this happened. He said, I am the only one making the decision. I am in the middle of it. And he chose Daniel Jones. So does that show that there was front office meddling and maybe Shermer wanted to start him earlier? I don't know, but it's just, I think that's something to point out that maybe Shermer all along wanted this guy there.
All
I
right,
don't know.
guys, I got a little something for you.
What's up?
Projected cap space. I'm not trying to fight you. I'm actually on your side here. Projected cap space next year for the Giants, 67 mil, right? 10 million because of the inflation, blah, 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 77. Jenkins makes 10 million a year, that's 87. Ogletree makes 10 million a year, that's 97. We'd have the 3rd most cap space in football. With running back solid, tight end solid, quarterback hopefully solid, and a top 3 pick.
If we continue.
Well, I mean,
Probably
I
will,
was
but-
going to say, if Daniel Jones is actually good, it might not be a top 3 pick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hear you.
Guys, the roster is bad still.
Yeah.
Oh, the defense is so bad.
You know,
Daniel Jones won't be
the
able to put
roster's
up
bad
35
still.
points.
He's not a savior. He's a rookie quarterback. The
We
teams are
can't
going
put
to be
up
game
35
planning
points,
now. There's a reality check here that's coming. Okay, but this is the right move to play the
So-
kid.
Top 3 pick and $97 million if we offload those 2 guys. So
Yeah,
that's
I mean that
definitely
would,
something
and
to look
that's
forward
the
to.
yeah. So get the bumps out now, iron out all the wrinkles now, have him make mistakes now, so that next year you are pretty confident that he's going to take another step. and then you're able to put the free agency money behind him. You're able to go ahead and put a high draft pick behind him. You already have your quarterback. So now, if somebody else wants a quarterback in a quarterback-heavy draft, you're in position to trade back, get a bounty, and really start putting some players on this roster. So all the doors become open for the franchise. Let's just hope now, let's hope now is that they're going to start making some good decisions over the course of the last 3 years. This is the first quality decision this team has made since they went back to Eli Manning after the benching of Jones.
And
All right,
after the benching of Eli.
It was made by Shermer. It was made by Shermer. The first quality decision in years made by Shermer.
Pat, what do you?
I still
Hold on, James,
have a
hold on,
hard
James.
time believing that this is all Shermer. But go ahead.
Pat, what's going on? Pat, you on?
Yeah, I'm here. I have a question for the captain.
Sure.
Go.
Okay, so this won't really matter for a couple of years, but do you think these last couple of seasons have any effect on Eli's Hall of Fame chances?
Oh, I hope not.
Me either.
I would hope not. I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I know I've given him a lot of shit over the years, but that's not because of his career. That's just because of the play and the roster that he's been a part of lately. I've said it before. You know, he's the greatest quarterback that this franchise has ever seen, and we should all tip our cap to him. This was not his fault. This was handled badly by management. Okay, but Eli Manning, to me, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. I hope. I've said this before on the podcast. My hope is that a lot of times with these guys and the Hall of Fame voting is the good thing that they do is they don't retire and then vote, right? There's a space of time between the times that they retire and the time that they can come up for the Hall of Fame. And I think that over the course of that time, though he's been under a lot of arrows lately and he's been a bullseye, he's been a target, I think that when you separate everything for 3 to 40 years and the time it takes for the Hall of Fame to be able to vote him in or have a vote to get him a chance to get in, I think that you'll be able to look at his entire body of work a lot more, with a lot more of a accepting eye as opposed to just remembering what the last 2 years have been like. So that's my hope in reference to the Hall of Fame is that the space, the time that's going to pass between the time Eli hangs them up and that the Hall takes a vote, is enough time to really appreciate his body of work and take the focus away from what's been a rough 2.5 seasons.
4,300 yards last year too. Not terrible.
Yeah, but how he got those 4,300 yards was fucking awful.
Yeah,
Okay,
But-
so
But
let's
eventually,
call a spade a spade.
But
Right now they're fifth in total yards and they're 26th in scoring. So take that with a grain of salt. There's your 4,300 yards left.
Yeah, well, when you look at the all-time passing leaders and you see him at 7, the 4,300, you don't even think
Well,
about how he got him.
Well,
James.
100%, and that's why you would think that when they look at the body of work in 4 to 5 years, that resonates as opposed to the last couple of years. That's the
Absolutely.
hope. What do you like it?
As
I
negative
think-
as you are, I'm usually on the same side as you. Sorry, Marco. Go ahead, brother.
I think the voters are gonna forget that he was passing from behind the majority of his career, even in the beginning, actually. And as a side note, James, what did Phil Simms say about the Hall of Fame voters? What is his impression of them?
Oh, that they're clowns, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Phil Simms gave us a story of how when Chris Carter was up for the Hall of Fame, one of the Hall of Fame voters made a comment about his numbers were so impressive, and he played in Minnesota, with that bad weather. And Phil Simms leaned in and said, "They play in a dome."
So he got all those stats, padding them. All right, hold on. Yankee King, what's going on, brother? Let me drag you in here. You have a question. Do you have a question? Yes or no?
Ask me a question.
So, what do you think about this Daniel? I think Daniel Jones is probably going to do good.
Well, I think that's the hope. Here's the thing, guys. All right, let's be excited. Be excited to watch a young quarterback play, and the hope that this kid can get better and that we found the right guy. Do not expect this kid to come out and just start playing lights out football. If he does, fucking phenomenal. If we get one of those situations, God bless. But more times than not, what's going to happen is a rookie quarterback is going to show glimpses and struggle a little bit. And that's what this is about. This is about Daniel Jones progressing. Don't make it about the final numbers. Make it about the fact that we want to see where he is from week 3, and we want to see where he is in week 14, 15, 16, and 17, and what progression he makes to get there. That's what this is about. Don't worry about Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a tough pill to swallow, but we need to talk about next year. It's week 3, and I know it's not. I know you want to talk about this year, but there's nothing to get excited about this year. We definitely have to look to next year if you want the sun to shine.
This is a way to at least be excited about this year and next year, because every glimpse, every flash that you see, is just the beginning. So it's a completely different perspective now from a Giants fan. You have to look at this and say, okay, what are we getting? What could be? This kid made that play. Wow, imagine when the game slows down for him. He made that mistake. That's okay. The game's going to slow down for him in time. And I think the Giant fans really can't get wrapped up in the result. If he goes to Tampa Bay this week and struggles on the road for his first start, guys, that's to be expected. So any referendum on Jones needs to wait. He has time now under Shermer to where he's going to get to show his skill set, and we should all give him an opportunity to progress and get there, and not just really hold it on his performance on any given Sunday.
Hey, Marco, I did call Bills by 14, though. Remember that?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Shermer on the... Hold on, Ned. So Ned sent in the quote from Shermer. Ultimately, this move is... What I felt was best for the team moving forward is more about Daniel moving forward than about Eli. That's absolutely correct.
It's not about Eli anymore. That's exactly what we've been driving home the last half hour.
I'm telling you, I'm shocked it came at game 2. Just earlier, I think it was last night or earlier in the day, I was like, I think he was going to get the axe.
Yeah, when we were talking in preseason, I think the earliest we got was week 5 because we were trying to predict the schedule, see who we beat.
Yeah, I honestly thought the earliest would be after the short week. They got the Bucs this week, then Washington at home. I thought they would give him a couple of games with Tate coming back. I was surprised that this happened so fast because I thought they'd give him a chance with the actual full complement of receivers before we actually made a referendum on this thing, considering how much they talked him up in the offseason. So this is a surprise. I thought it would be after the Patriot game with a long week. I thought that was the earliest. Pleasantly surprised today that the Giants finally made a smart decision. We all should be. Marco, I got to get back inside. I had to jump on for a little bit.
Pleasure as always, James.
But guys, love you guys. We got something to be excited about. Captain Negative no more. Let's go, Mr. Jones. Have a good day, guys.
Take it easy, James.
Do you guys think that John Mara is gonna blow up when he realizes that Dave Gettleman let Odell walk out with $19 million that he didn't have to? That Eli is getting $20 million for 2 games. Do you think he's gonna be like, what? Do you think he knows all his money's being wasted?
You don't think Mara
I'm sure he was
signed
in on all
off
these decisions.
All this shit?
I think
Real
he signed
talk.
off on it, but he doesn't know.
You don't think he signed off on getting Eli signed? Okay. You don't think he signed off on the Odell contract? You don't think he signed off on the Odell trade? All 3 of those things are so large. You'd imagine Gettleman would at least have to confirm it with ownership, or else you'd be hearing at least some rumblings about, maybe Mara doesn't really think that Gettleman's up for the job, and all this other sort of stuff. This was done without my permission, all this other sort of shit. Because everything leaks now. And this is the last thing I'll say before I go. Gettleman's entire job is on the line with Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones sucks ass, he will be gone. Because this was basically him betting his entire fucking job on one quarterback.
On one player, yeah.
So there is going to be, if Daniel Jones is good, Gettleman's going to stay. If Daniel Jones sucks, he's going to be gone. So that is one thing to potentially look at when we're talking about all this is is Gettleman going to be the GM going forward? And I'll leave you on that, and I have to head out. See ya.
All right, brother.
Take it easy, Ned.
Going off what he said, though, I think everyone has, because of Jones starting right now, I think everyone's going to be around for at least one more year. So I think that's a conversation we're going to be having around this time next year. Because honestly, I don't think Sherman's that bad of a play caller. I think Eli checking down every single play really put him in a bad looking situation.
Yeah, and also Eli has, he's able to change it at the line, so maybe he's calling a play to work with this, and then he'll change it out.
Exactly.
That too.
I mean, there was downfield routes. He just doesn't pull that trigger, man. He likes the 5 yards.
Yeah. Although
I
Eli
agree with
fans,
Ned. I agree with Ned, to be honest. I think Gettleman's job is on the line with Daniel Jones because, like Marco was saying, I mean, all the pieces connect. You pay these guys all this money and then you trade them away. That's bad moves. I mean, even if Mara's signing off or not, I know he never liked Odell, but he did what he did on the field, so they signed him.
Yeah, he
But
could
I
be.
mean, those are bad moves, man.
I don't know. I think moving on from Odell was a good idea. He's not even a bad player, but the media made him a bad player. There was stuff like the GQ article, but whenever Odell does anything, there's always reporters in Mara's face like, "Oh, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that?" And
Yeah,
thing
that's why
for
I didn't like it.
players.
Well, you're in New York, so, I mean, fucking deal with it.
Yeah, you're right, but
Yeah, but
it gets annoying.
The thing is, as they're indecisive moves. If they didn't want to keep him, don't give him the contract. That's the move.
Bingo.
Right.
If you didn't think Eli was going to play the whole year, don't be paying him $20 million for this year, all guaranteed, when he's going to give you 2 games.
He shoots a shot and then calls a mulligan. Fuck out of here. You can't do that. You're a manager, bro.
Right.
In New York.
So maybe
So-
John Mara's like, yeah, get the deal done or something like that, but he doesn't know he probably's not on the intricacies on he's getting this, that, and then if we trade him, we're going to get back. He probably doesn't know it that deeply. He hires guys to do that for him.
Mm-hmm. We've done everything wrong, so I feel like Mara has made.
Yeah. We'll give him one thing. So here we go. Daniel Jones. I don't know who he's throwing to. Maybe it's just Saquon. Is Sterling Shepard coming back?
Who cares?
Possibly.
Yeah, Shep should be back. Signs were pointing up. I mean, he didn't get ruled out until I think Friday. So
Is anything going down with his concussion protocol incident? Because I heard there was a little bit of a mishandling there.
Yeah, they thought he stayed on the field and none of the coaches saw the hit or something like that. But
Yeah, I don't know.
nothing as of yet.
All right.
So, number 8, going forward as quarterback. Oh my God,
week 3.
week 3, so crazy.
What do we got, Marco? Bucks by you giving the Giants the 4?
Oh, I don't know. Let me digest it a little. See who's playing.
Man, I mean, you can't just go by off of the Bucks anymore. Bruce Arians really did a good job over there, dude. Those first 2 weeks, that defense looks solid.
Yeah.
But I mean, this motherfucker he can throw the ball more than 20 yards. I'm so happy, dude. I'm so happy. I would like to see an incomplete pass. Imagine this. Ready, Giant fans? Imagine this. Something you haven't seen in 2 years. We're on the 20. It's 1st and 10. And there's an incomplete pass on the 50. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, are you insinuating the ball gets there?
Yeah, and he actually takes the shots. Fuck, I can't wait, man. This is going to be exciting. I'm totally with James on this one. Needed to get him in here. We don't have much to look forward to as far as success, except for success for one player that can mold the success for 12 others in the next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe.
If he gets a few wins and we're still a bad team, we stick around the top 5 pick, we're going to get a premier. I would hope they would go pass rush, but
Well, think Daniel Jones, as good as he's going to do, right? Your expectations can only be so high. So what do you say?
Right.
28 points a game. Say 28 points a game. Our defense has given up more than that to most of the teams that we're playing.
right.
So we're probably going to lose most of them games. So I could even see us giving the top 3 pick and somebody wanting fucking Tua or the chick from Clemson, and you know what I mean? And trading back. Why not trade back for like a 5? And then you can.
Oh,
Oh man,
yeah, maybe.
that
Assuming we have
Clemson
a
lady's
top,
good, right?
oh yeah, she's nice.
she's dope.
She's nice.
Assuming we have a top 3 pick, though, do you have any favorites for who to pick up?
No, I was hoping to be in this position. I haven't really looked past, I've been so quarterback focused.
Yeah, I haven't started either, but I've heard good names like, Jerry Jeudy. I don't think we're going wide receiver, though. Chase Young. There's a lot of good guys this year. I'm excited.
There's a guy on the Clemson defensive line that's really good. The end.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I don't know his name, but he's the end. Obviously, a Clemson. How cliche of me, right? A Clemson end. But
He plays with the hot chick?
Yeah, is he also hot?
yeah.
All right, so now I got a whole bunch to look up on YouTube. I'm going to end it here. It was nice jumping on midday. And
Yeah, I gotta say, after this, my life is probably 5% better.
got a little boost, all right? All right.
Absolutely.
We will see you tomorrow night. Peace out.
One tomorrow?
Big Blue.
Yeah, tomorrow night, yeah.
Oh, nice. All right.
I'll see you everyone then.